Alrighty, so in this tutorial it's going to be a quick one because setting up 3D is actually a really quick and easy and simple process. You don't have to worry about it. It's not stressful or anything like that. It's actually really easy, so we're going to make a quick video about this today. So what you want to do, you're going to connect to your quad. I'm assuming that you got your quad already set up for 2D flight, and I'm just going to show you the differences I've made to mine to make it 3D capable. So you want to shoot straight over to the configuration tab and scroll down to here, the 3D ESC motor features, and enable 3D mode with reversible ESCs. You need to make sure your ESCs are capable of 3D flight. Most Blheli S and D-Shot capable ESCs will work. So I've got my deadband low set at 1490 and my deadband high set at 1510. So I've got 20 microseconds gap of between my positive and my negative, and my 3D neutral is at 1500. So you want to do 1500 always, and you can adjust these values to make the gap bigger or smaller. I wouldn't advise going any smaller than this gap. I like to have a very small gap. Some people like to have more space between the motors turning one way and the other. Modes. I don't have 3D on-off switch. I just fly permanently in 3D. I find it easier that way. I tried the 3D switch. It was just difficult. So just ignore it. Don't use it. Just always fly in 3D. So basically, if you're always in 3D, you plug your battery in, put your quad down, just like normal, and then you arm with a switch with the throttle stick all the way down. Nothing will happen. As you move the throttle up to the 1500, to the mid stick, that's when your quad will arm and you will be able to take off and fly. It's important to remember that if you start losing it and something goes wrong and you're going to crash, rather than throttling back like you do in 2D, is to just straight away disarm. Because if you drop the throttle all the way down to the bottom of the stick, like your old habit, you're going to give full throttle negative and you're just going to get yourself into even more trouble. So you want to be on that quick reflex to disarm. And if you go to the motors tab now, you can see here my zero throttle now is at 1500. Anything below, the motors turn the opposite direction. Anything above, the motors turn the traditional standard direction. Alrighty, so that's all we need to do for the moment in Betaflight. So we'll disconnect and we're just going to head over to Blheli now. So we're going to connect. Your props are off, always props off, props off. Can't stress that enough. All right, let's see. I'm going to read the setup. All right, so normally you're going to have your ESC set up to normal or reversed, depending on your ESCs and which way you've soldered them and which way they need to be turning. You just got to change it to bidirectional or bidirectional reversed, following the same principle as just normal or reversed. So when the throttle stick is above halfway, 50%, your motors are turning the traditional way. And when you move the stick down below the 50% mark, the 1500 microsecond mark, mid-stick, the motors are all turning the opposite way. And that's all you really need to do in Blheli. I've got my startup power set at 0.50. I think the standard is 0.031. I like this number. Don't ask me why. I don't have much science behind it, but I feel that the motors tend to start and stop much quicker with this setting here. And that's all you need to do. So you save that setup and you disconnect. Head back over to Betaflight, connect, go to your motors. Now, because your props are still off, you can click I understand. And now you can see that above, the motors are turning the correct way. And when you bring it down, they turn the correct way backwards. And that's it. And that's all you have to do to set up 3D mode in Betaflight and Blheli. It's a piece of cake. I hope this tutorial has helped you, and happy flying. Comments and questions at the bottom, like, subscribe, etc. Thank you.